I will now explain the mock case. I will start with a summary of this litigation. Please turn to the first slide. The plaintiff is Pony Corporation, a patent holder of an invention relating to a hollow golf club head. The patent was filed on January the 11th, 2002 and registered on September 30th, 2005. The defendant is Donkey Corporation, manufacturing and selling golf clubs with the product name Super IP 2020 since April the 20th, 2017. Pony Corporation filed a patent infringement lawsuit against Donkey, seeking injunction against manufacture and sale of the defendant's product and compensation of damages in an amount of $5 million. Please turn to slide 2. First, an explanation on what a hollow golf club is. Hardwoods like persimmon were once used for wooden golf clubs like the one indicated in the diagram, but these days they are generally made of metal. It might be helpful to think of it like a baseball bat made of metal, as the inside of the golf club is a hollow cavity. Having a hollow golf club means the center of gravity can be set arbitrarily based on the combination of metallic and resin materials, and the head volume can also be maximized. The golf head in the invention uses fiber-reinforced plastic for the non-metallic material. From now on, fiber-reinforced plastic will be referred to as FRP. At the time of the initial application, a hollow golf club was generally comprised of an FRP outer shell member shown in green and a metallic outer shell member shown in yellow, bonded together with adhesive material. Please turn to slide 3. The problem with conventional art was that due to differences in the metallic and FRP materials, there was difficulty in achieving sufficient bonding strength and also difficulty in ensuring durability as a golf club head. Hence, the objective of the invention is to provide a hollow golf club head capable of enhancing the bonding strength of a metallic outer shell member and an FRP outer shell member. This is slide 4. These are the scope of the claims for the invention by each point. I will explain each point separately, so there is no need to read all of them now. This is slide 5. There are 3 key elements of the invention. A plurality of through holes provided in the metallic outer shell member as shown in element B. As shown in element C, the interposing of a material called an FRP thread member between the FRP outer shell member and the metallic outer shell member, the thread member maintaining a shape of passing through the plurality of the through holes and running alternately on inner and outer surfaces of the metallic outer shell member. And, as in element E, each matrix of the FRP outer shell member and the FRP thread member contains epoxy resin. Next, in line with a working example of the specification of the invention, I will explain in detail regarding the nature of the invention. Now turn to slide 6. This is a diagram of the embodiment described in the specifications of this patent. The green portion is the FRP outer shell member, and the yellow and orange parts are the metallic outer shell member. The cross-sectional view indicated by the lateral orange broken line is the lower figure. The metallic outer shell member indicated in yellow and orange is hollow inside. The orange-colored part at the edge of the metallic outer shell member is the connecting portion of the metallic outer shell member which is the subject of the claim and which bonds to the FRP outer shell member. The cross-sectional view indicated by the longitudinal blue broken line is the figure on the right. As in the figure, there are multiple through holes provided in the bonding portion of the metallic outer shell, and the red FRP thread member passes through multiple through holes and runs alternately on inner and outer surfaces of the metallic outer shell member. This is slide 7. As in the figure on the left, adhesive material is coated onto the bonding portion of the metallic outer shell member, while the red FRP member is passed through the through holes. As in the figure on the right, the green FRP outer shell member fits onto the yellow metallic outer shell member like a lid. This is slide 8. When the green FRP outer shell member and the yellow metallic outer shell member are fitted together, the bonded portion is heated while appropriately applying pressure. The epoxy resin used in both the green FRP outer shell member and the red FRP thread member is resin that cures upon being heated, and this heating tightly bonds the FRP outer shell member with the FRP thread member, ensuring sufficient bonding strength. Please focus on the cross-sectional view on the right. The FRP thread member is pliable before heating, but upon heating hardens, and so in this way it hardens into a solid form which it maintains while passing through multiple through holes and running alternately on inner and outer surfaces of the metallic outer shell member. In this manner, the thread member hardens in a state of catching on to the lower side of the metallic outer shell member. The thread member, in this way, maintains the form of fastening, that is to say, hooking the metallic outer shell member. So even if a force to detach the FRP outer shell member is applied, due to the hooking effect, the thread member has sufficient strength and is not pulled out from the through holes. This is slide 9. I will confirm element C, which is a particular point of contention in this litigation. Element C refers to interposing an FRP thread member along with adhesive material between the metallic outer shell member and the FRP outer shell member, and maintaining a shape of passing through the plurality of the through holes and running alternately on inner and outer surfaces of the metallic outer shell member. Please refer once again to the figure of the embodiment explained in the previous slide. A single thread member is passing through 4 holes. While this preempts the points at issue, the plaintiff is asserting that even for a structure as per the figure below where one thread only passes through 2 holes, that infringement under the doctrine of equivalence can be asserted on the premise that an FRP thread member passing through the plurality of the through holes and running alternately on the inner and outer surfaces of the metallic outer shell member is included in the technical scope of the claims of the patented invention. The plaintiff asserts that for the lower figure also, the thread member is heated and hardens, and maintains a state of hooking the metallic outer shell member as in the figure. Hence, the FRP thread member is firmly fastened to the metallic outer shell member. This is slide 10. For this litigation, it is important to understand that the prosecution history mainly in relation to the doctrine of equivalence, so I will explain the prosecution history. When the application was initially filed, the first half of element C read, "An FRP thread member maintaining a shape of passing through the plurality of the through holes," and did not specify that the thread member runs alternately on inner and outer surfaces of the metallic outer shell member. During the examination procedure, an examiner from the Patent Office issued a notice reason for refusal due to lack of clarity, specifically that the structure of how the FRP thread member passes through the plurality of through holes is unclear. Hence, the plaintiff amended the claim as follows. The part in red was added by the amendment, adding the specification regarding the FRP thread material running alternately on inner and outer surfaces of the metallic outer shell member. This is slide 11. Next, I will explain regarding the defendant's product. The defendant's product also has a hollow golf head, which combines the FRP outer shell member with the metallic outer shell member. The defendant's product has an FRP upper outer shell member and an FRP lower outer shell member. Fig 1 is the metallic outer shell member of the defendant's products, and Fig 2 is the FRP upper outer shell member of the defendant's product with a diagonal portion removed. I will explain in more detail in due course, but in the defendant's product, it is not an FRP thread member that is used, but multiple strips made of FRP. The red portion in Fig 2 indicates the multiple strips made of FRP that pass through the metallic outer shell member. Fig 3 is a cross-sectional view of where the broken orange line traverses Figure 2. Figure 4 is an enlarged view of the portion circled in Figure 3. The upper side is the FRP upper outer shell member. The lower part is the FRP lower outer shell member, between which is wedged the yellow metallic outer shell member. Figure 5 is a cross-sectional view of where the blue broken line extends longitudinally. You can clearly observe that 5 short red strips run through the holes on the metallic outer shell member and are interposed between the upper and lower FRP outer shell members and the metallic outer shell member. The points at issue in this litigation are whether the structure literally fulfills element C of the invention, and even if it does not, whether infringement under the doctrine of equivalence can be asserted. Let us take a closer look at this bonding portion. This is slide 12. To make it easier to understand the bonding portion, I will explain the manufacturing process for the defendant's product. This is a figure of the metallic outer shell member. The yellow-colored portion is the portion that bonds with the FRP outer shell member and is known as the flange portion. The flange portion of the face surface that comes into contact with the golf ball is specifically called the face side flange portion. In the figure, it is contained in the orange rectangle. There are 5 holes known as through holes provided in this face side flange portion. The figure on the right is a cross-sectional view of the face side flange portion, and the 5 strips shown in red pass through the 5 through holes. This is slide 13. As in the figure on the left, the outer side and inner side of the flange portion of the yellow metallic outer shell member are coated in adhesive material, and the FRP lower outer shell member shown in green diagonal lines is inserted. The figure on the right is a cross-sectional view of a finished product of the defendant's product, as well as a view from above. As in the cross-sectional view, the metallic outer shell member to which the strips are deployed is wedged from above and below by the FRP upper outer shell member and the FRP lower outer shell member. The defendant's product is heated in a furnace in this state, while pressure is also appropriately applied. Because the FRP outer shell member and strips in the defendant's product contain epoxy resin, upon heating, the FRP outer shell member and strips harden into a unified form as per the cross-section in Figure 2, with the strips hardening in the form shown in the figure and maintaining this form. Slide 14. This is a representation using words of the structure explained so far. For the case in question, there is no dispute between the parties about the defendant's product having this sort of structure, and so there is no need to read all the details now. How to consider C with relation to element C of the invention forms the point of issue in this case. I would ask all of you to listen carefully to the mock trial that will be held shortly and to consider what the conclusion is likely to be.